What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from ActiveMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Playdate. This is in the middle of awards season. Amazon has given us Playdate for our consideration. Will it be nominated for Best Picture? No. Does that mean that we shouldn't watch it? According to Metacritic, yeah, actually it does, but it sounds like an 18 on Metacritic. Jesus. So, who's in this movie? What is this? This stars Kevin James, Alan Ritchson, and also features Alan Tudyk, Isla Fisher, Sarah Chalk, and Stephen Root, along with two young actors who I don't remember their names. But mostly what this film is a stepdad overcompensating, played by Kevin James, who is married to Sarah Chalk in this movie, and he has a kid, Lucas, that calls him dad, by the way, just straight up. So it's not one of those like awkward relationships where it's like, yeah, Kevin, thanks, Kevin, you're not my real dad. Now, this kid already calls him dad. I don't know why he's like, striving for it. Anyway, but they run into at a party. There's Alan Ritchson's character, and he's got his son with him, CJ. Alan Ritchson plays Jeff. I forgot Kevin James's character's name. So Alan Ritchson is just oddly alpha male-y, but has all of these sort of like weird, it's a very odd character. I don't know. I don't even really know how to describe Alan Ritchson in this film fully, because it's not just a 100% alpha male character. It's just a very odd structure of a character. Anyway, so the kids hit it off, and Lucas doesn't have really any friends, and CJ doesn't have any friends. So for the sake of the kids, these two guys who couldn't be any less alike, but Jeff is really excited to have a friend. Like, Jeff also is just new in town, has no friends, and is like, Kevin James is my new best friend. So they go over to Jeff's house, and that's when we find out that some people are watching Jeff. Of course, if you suspected this at all, that this was going to be like a buddy action movie, you'd be able to figure this out. And but the question is why, and how are they going to get away? And does Jeff have a particular set of skills that he's used over a long period? And does Kevin James remember any of the excellent stunt coordination work that he did in Paul Blart Mall Cop? So this film does have audio description, which was pretty good. It was like all the way up until the end, and I can't remember how they put it. It was like right at the end, there's one of those like shots where they're like walking away in the camera looking tough type of thing, and the audio description was like, and they walk towards the camera looking, it wasn't like badasses, but it was something like that. Like and I was like, whoa, okay. um I okay, sure. I okay. So and then there are some outtakes and stuff if you want to watch them from the movie. I liked this movie. I like this movie, and I'm okay with that, because it's the world, right? And we like and don't like other things, and I can at least put into words why I like this movie, and also be completely realistic about it. I do not think this movie is cinematic classic. Like, it's just not. I'm not trying to say Playdate has transcended film, but in a year where I kind of thought comedy's been a little weak, Playdate made me laugh. In a year where all of the Amazon streaming originals have kind of sucked, I kind of thought this one was the best. I mean, compared to a lot of underwhelming films like the one we just got before this, which was Mark Wahlberg in Play Dirty, I thought that was deeply underwhelming considering the people involved. Um, I thought that film was a hot mess with Shane Black in the director's chair. The pickup with Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson should have been way funnier than it was. War of the Worlds. I didn't get Heads of State. I know some people like Heads of State. I thought that was weird, hot garbage. Like they kept like he ends up throwing a statue. Like he rips a statue out of the ground and throws it at a helicopter. And maybe after watching Playdate, I should have been nicer to Heads of State because there's some crazy stuff that happens in this. But Heads of State is more serious, has a more serious tone to it. This is always kind of goofy, and it's never really serious. They never really balance any sort of drama tension moments in it. So, yeah, I think this might be the best thing I've seen on Amazon as a straight to Amazon thing. Non-documentary, possibly, or at least the most entertaining. So, it knows what it is, and it makes fun of a lot of other things. It's very referential to a lot of other films in very goofy ways, and sometimes not even the best ways. Like there were jokes where I was like, that's funny, but it could be funnier. Like Alan Richardson has a joke about not knowing Kevin Costner. So he's like the guy from Yellowstone in The Bodyguard carrying, and he references, so he knows what The Bodyguard is. But I think it would be funnier if that joke had been the guy from Yellowstone, where he's in that movie where he plays a bodyguard, and then Kevin James is like, the bodyguard? Because he's like, and then they could have done like one of the, I imagine that joke could have gone on for a while, sort of like a who's on first type of thing. Yeah, I don't know what the name of the movie is, The Bodyguard. He played the body, I mean, you could just, somebody could have written that joke a lot funnier than how he delivers it, which is funny in a little bit, like but it could have stretched a little bit more. So I'm not saying the film is perfect, but in terms of dumb fun, this is like, what's your good cheap beer? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What is that brand for? This is that. This is just good, bullshit, dumb fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not too long. Its plot is actually really overly complicated, but they really don't go into it. It's actually kind of one of the flaws of the movie is that they have this really overcomplicated plot that they're just like, and here's our villain, and here's why he's the villain, and we're going to wrap this thing up, and we're going to move along. And it's just like, whoa. Because out of nowhere, the film takes like a hard right into kind of an even more absurdity where I started questioning, because I was enjoying like the first 2/3 of the movie, and then the film starts going, well, here's the reason behind everything. I was like, okay, well, this is kind of silly. This is a little bit sillier than it needs to be, but Alan Tudyk is absolutely wasted in this movie. Just 100%. He's here for like 2 scenes. So is Isla Fisher, by the way, but at least her scenes are really funny. She's in the movie for like 2 scenes. Sarah Chalke is barely in the movie. So it's mostly Kevin Allen and the 2 kids. But for Alan Richardson, this is like this is huge for him. Like, he's really funny. He has a lot of comedic timing that you wouldn't notice from his body of work. Just a little bit of it came out in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but mostly he's just asked to be, because he's big and tall, and he's asked to punch things and fight, and so the roles that he's been offered are largely that. But here, he's definitely not Jack Reacher. So it shows his potential to do an action comedy, and paired with the right people. He's sort of on an uptick. He's on an upswing and needs to be paired with the right films. Like he has a silent action movie that premiered at Cannes, or not Cannes, Venice. And that's supposed to come out next year. That could really help his career. He's on the upswing. Reacher's doing well. People are ready to see the next thing from Alan Richardson, whereas Kevin James is sort of on the downswing of things. You know, he's had multiple sitcom attempts that just didn't work out. He had the one on CBS where they killed off his wife, and then the show just kind of died when they tried to turn it into King of Queens 2.0. And then he had these are all forgettable. The one where he's the mechanic at the car garage for Netflix. So yeah, I don't really know that he's killing it anymore. So he needed this movie more than Alan did. Alan just needed this movie to prove that he's capable outside of an action genre. Much like if he was in a drama like Ordinary Angels, like what that movie does for him is show range. It gives him something else to do aside from the obvious, which is, oh, look, it's a tall, handsome dude who works out. He should be in action movies. Go. I still remember his American Idol audition. It's one of the more memorable auditions from the 15 years of American Idol. He is an American Idol alumni. Fun fact, just in case you didn't know that. He didn't make it very far, but he has one of the more standout Idol auditions, especially for people who didn't go far. So yeah, I did like this. It's goofy, it's fun. It doesn't pretend to be like smarter than it is. I think it always knows it's dumb fun and it leans into it. Like there isn't really, it's not highbrow. It's not offensively lowbrow either. It's just like the kind of silly, goofy, mindless action movies that we used to take more of a risk on and put into theaters, and sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't, you know. And this one probably would have opened in theaters, and some people would have hated it and some people would have liked it. So I'm on the like side. But films like this now, when they go to streaming, they just die. They feel like films that were not good enough for theatrical release, which is not really true. A lot of these films, if the studios just tried, would do not terrible at the box office with a moderate marketing campaign. So a well-cut trailer, moderate marketing campaign, putting Alan Rich in his top billing over Kevin James, you know, because he's the rising star and appeals to a younger demographic, I think would have been the right move. Anyway, yeah, I am giving this a fresh. I have no. I may be the only one. I'm scared because I haven't really seen. I watched this the day it came out, so I haven't really seen what Rotten Tomatoes is going to do to it. I'm not going to change my grade based on other critics, though. You know, I reviewed a film recently that was fresh, and I thought was one of the worst movies I'd seen this year. So we're all over the place. But I do know it's not the best film I've seen this year. It's just a fun movie. I just had a lot of fun with it. And I think that's worth something nowadays. I think it's just easy to sit down and have fun and enjoy a film and go, yeah, it wasn't great. I would have changed some things. I had notes, but it made me laugh. I didn't hate myself for watching it. It checked off a lot of boxes. I wasn't, you know, constantly looking at my phone or my watch, or I was engaged in the movie the whole time. Towards the end, I was like, oh no, a little bit, but yeah, the outtakes are funny too. So I'm gonna give Playdate. I'm gonna give it a 7.4 out of 10. I enjoyed this. I might be the outlier but that's okay. You can be an outlier on things, except maybe like War of the Worlds. I think still has a 0. When's last I checked? Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.